All right, Shalom. I want to start by giving our praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well, and also to their elders, the men that taught them. I pray the Lord have peace, blessings, and mercy upon the households of the hopeful elect. This is the brother Shema Wan from the Great Millstone Houston Church. And today I want to come with a lesson, really just meditating on what the scriptures say, man. You know, especially, the days at work, whenever you're limited, to what you can do. The people who you have to, be surrounded by, that shit, it really, it feels like something is weighing you down. And it made me think about what the scriptures say, and ultimately, this ain't got nothing to do with, with pride or boasting in knowledge or anything. It's just, we feel and experience what the scriptures say whenever we depart from this world, and, the Lord gives us a renewed spirit. He gives us that breath of life, the Rachak Wadash. Now the whole playing field changes whenever you grow in it. But this is a part of the battle, or a part of the fight. And matter of fact, because what I'm going to go to in Ecclesiasticus, in the Apocrypha, chapter 22, around verse 13, I'm going to read it in the GNT, but it mentions, well, let's read it. Let's just get to it, and I pray this lesson be edifying. So straight to the point, Ecclesiasticus, or Sirach 22, in verse 13, it says, "Don't visit stupid people or spend a lot of time talking with them." It says, "Avoid them. Then they can't contaminate you, and you can live in peace without being troubled or worn down by their foolishness." And that's impossible. That's inevitable. And just going to it, how it mentions stupid people, for people who get offended at hard words. This is strictly from the Bible. Let me get a precept. Let me go to the KJV. Hold on one second. This is Jeremiah chapter 4 and verse 22. Hold on. Jeremiah 4 and 22. It says, "For my people is foolish. For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children." That word sottish, that's synonymous for stupid. So it says they are stupid children. And the reason being why? Because you don't know the Lord. Departing from the Lord, that was one of the dumbest moves we have possibly made, man. But it says, "And they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge." So lacking knowledge of, the law, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father, lacking the correct understanding of the Holy Bible, that puts you in the category of being foolish or stupid. Like I said, this ain't proudly speaking. This is just straight up what the scriptures say. So going back to it, so a person who has no knowledge about righteousness, no knowledge, or, how should I say it, nor the mind to try to tap into those virtues, that you can get and read about in the scriptures. People without that, they're under that category. All right. And ultimately, it's a spirit. It ain't nothing that you could do to access it. It's ultimately the Lord leaving you out in that darkness or bringing you into the light. Like it says, Yahweh has the authority to do so. I believe that's John chapter 5, around verse 20, 22. But going back to Sirach chapter, 22? Sirach 22 and 13 in the GNT. It says, "Don't visit stupid people or spend a lot of time talking with them." And mind you, the mindset is from people who don't know the Lord, people who cast, this wisdom away. All right. So it says, don't visit stupid people or spend a lot of time talking with them. Avoid them. Then they can't contaminate you, and you can live in peace without being troubled or worn down by their foolishness. Verse 14, "Such people are a heavier burden to bear than lead, and the only word that fits them is fools. And it's something that, I looked up. Matter of fact, let me see what I Googled. And me and the brother Yakanan, we were talking about this a few weeks ago, and it just hit me on my spirit to go into it, because it's like, damn, every day we all experience this. The people who we are around at the job, or if you locked up in the house, people you got to talk to on the phone, and family, and just a bunch of stupid shit, that's begging for attention. But according to the scriptures, we ain't even got to entertain that shit, and applying wisdom, using it with wisdom, But real quick, it's something I Googled about lead. I said, why is lead a burden to humans? And another question, how is lead toxic? But going into the later end of what I just read in Sirach 22. Hold on, man. Sirach 22 and 14 again. It says, so, stupid or foolishness, it says, this is what, it's comparing it to, stupid or foolish people. It says, such people are a heavier burden to bear. This is verse 14. Are heavier to bear than lead, and the only word that fits them is fools. It says, it is easier to carry a load of sand, salt, and iron than to put up with a stupid person. So I want to just read this off of Google, because how it says, stay away from foolish people. They can contaminate you. Then it compared them to lead. And, just looking it up, lead is something that's very toxic. Okay. And just reading this from a AI overview, it says, hold on, let me click this. Man, it's a lot. I'm just trying to find something that won't be a long read, because it has a lot of information about lead. Fuck it, I'll just read it. So it says, why is lead so harmful to humans? It says, lead is thought to be quickly absorbed in the bloodstream and is believed to have adverse effects on certain organ systems, like the central nervous system. Hold on. And this is not medical information or anything. Man. All right, so going back to just a AI overview. It says lead is harmful to human health, causing a wide range of adverse effects, particularly in children and pregnant women. Exposures to lead can affect almost every organ and system in the body, leading to both short-term and long-term health problems. So it says, for children, brain damage, developmental delays, anemia, and also other effects. It says, children may also experience abdominal pain, muscle weakness, and even seizures in severe cases of lead poisoning. Now, for adults, cardiovascular problems, and mind you, this is all just in comparison to how stupid and foolish people can be to you if you allow them to, if you don't avoid them, if you keep them too close, entertain them too much, it can fucking contaminate you. And you see it happen on a broad scale, through these other Israelite groups who listen to these false teachers, or on an everyday basic level, going to work and dealing with the everyday people you see. It says reproductive issues, nervous system problems, other effects. It says under the other effects, lead can also cause irritability, mood disorders, and reduced sperm count in men. Hey, it's just funny how lead is compared to stupid people, because that's the same comparisons cause you to be, how it says, irritability, irritation, mood disorders. They can really, it has that type of effect, just like, entertaining a dumbass person. And the source of them being dumb stems from Jeremiah 4:22. Somebody that doesn't know the Lord and, clings to evil rather than cleaving to good. All right. But that's just for lead. It just made me think about that. You know how the scripture said, again, let me go to it. Man, come on, phone. Anyway, Sirach 22, again, 13 and 14. Don't visit stupid people or spend a lot of time talking with them. Avoid them. Where is it? Avoid them, then they can't contaminate you. And you can live in peace without being troubled or worn down by their foolishness. And real quick, thinking about it too, because, hold on, where was it? It was in Proverbs. I just read something. This is Proverbs 15 and 14 real quick in the NLT. It says, a wise person is hungry for knowledge, while the fool feeds on trash. And just thinking about it, here we are entertaining this truth, trying to strive for the truth, until the end, just constantly enduring and tapping into the things. How does it say? Set your affection on things above, like it says in Colossians, the 3rd chapter, I believe. So if you got somebody entertaining that, you're hungry for knowledge. That's why trying to entertain a fucking fool or somebody who rejects knowledge, like it says in Proverbs, the 1st chapter, I believe, of how it says, no, fools despise wisdom and reject knowledge. I believe it says that. So anyway, it says a wise person is hungry for knowledge while the fool feeds on trash. In other words, you are what you eat. You are what you eat. So a fool that basically just consumes trash and talking about the information that person receives, the philosophies they can, they entertain, the way of thinking, their morals, their manners, their custom, the whole setup is trash. All right. So that's why it'll never be, a comfort. It'll never be a mixture where it will be peaceful between somebody who is, entertaining this wisdom compared to somebody who eats, garbage, which is the philosophies of this world. The wisdom of this world is foolishness with the wisdom of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. But it just made me think about that real quick while I had the time on my little break. But yeah, man, that's it. That was on my spirit. Avoid these stupid ass people, as much as you can, in understanding how to apply the wisdom, not just, stick somebody to bird and literally ignore them. Nah, you got to deal with wisdom in the world and on your job, But overall, matter of fact, yeah, that was the point. I'll end it right there. Because if you jump up, it goes into it even some more. But yeah, I'll end it there, Lord willing. Hey, until the next time, I say shalom.